It just keeps getting better and better. Oh, this chapter was so good. I say that every month, but Jesus Christ, apparently. This was so good. We get to find out how Josephumi and Kira fused together to become Josuke. We also get, oh my god, I'll go for it. But yeah, I'm Stillball Jack. Welcome to the video. This is chapter 53 of JoJolion, which is entitled Josephumi and Kira. It's a really, really good chapter, as I've said about 20 million times already in this video, probably. But anyway, let's get on to a few things first before we actually get into the chapter. Now, today, of course, is the 19th Ultra Jump Day. Yes, I've got Ultra Jump here, of course, but also I've got a few other things I want to talk about. Now, today as well, I only found out about this yesterday, and when I bought Ultra Jump, I inquired about it. And we got, check this out, right? I've never bought this in my life. I've never bought this manga anthology in my life, but this is Miracle Jump. Look at this awesome cover, look at that. Koichi doing the Jonathan pose, and we got Josuke doing the Jotaro pose. Oh, that looks so cool, that's cool. And it comes with a free gift as well. We get the cover of Ultra Jump in a manga cover. So like you can fold that around your manga to read. So if you're like, yeah, I want to take it out, but I want to have like a nice flashy cover, you can use this. It looks so good. We're all happy about this. Now in this we don't have too much about it, but it's got something interesting. First I want to show you this off because this looks so good. It's just explaining, oh, volumes 1 to 12 on sale now, and look at those kissable lips. Oh. and it showcases all the manga right at the bottom. We also just get like a kind of like advertisement talking about each character from part 4, the part 4 anime, and who voices them, blah blah blah. But the biggest interesting thing I love here is the fact that they have an interview about the part 4 anime with Araki Hirohiko. He also talks about JoJo and Shonen Jump as well, in general, and a lot about JoJo stuff. That's awesome. I will be translating this at a later point, probably in between doing the Eyes of Heaven translations, as I said yesterday in my update video. So I scoured the whole thing just in case they had some like special JoJo anything, because I only heard about this yesterday, as I previously stated, and it doesn't really have much in it. It's got like stuff like Gantz G, Terraformers Gaiden, Terraformers Lost Mission 2, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I'll give it a read considering that I bought it. But the most interesting thing is the fact that this is right. I've heard of it before. I've heard of the anime Tiger and Bunny. Did I say enemy? Anime. The funny thing is I didn't realize that one of the characters looks like a kind of like a kind of a homosexual version of Poochie. Eno. Ooh. This is how I get to heaven, sweetie. So yeah, Miracle Jump, bought it for the cover mainly, and then it came with this cover, so epic. Got that. Now let's move on to Ultra Jump. The cover's so sexy. I always buy 2 when it's got a JoJo cover because I'm going to be framing. Every single one at later dates, and yeah, so I buy 2 of these, 1 to read, 1 to frame. So this is really awesome. We also get a little look before I get into the chapter. Number 1, we get this an android that looks like to have 3 heads. Comes with his school bag, 5,000 yen, which is about like $48, about 40 quid. It's like one of those things where I wouldn't go out of my way to buy, but I probably would, and if they announced Okuyasu, I would go crazy. Another thing, of course, it comes with, if you've heard before, it comes with the Rohan manga starter kit. So first of all, you get a sketchbook with good old Heaven's Door on the front. On the back, you get the Rohan mark. And even though it says here, year, group, and a student number, it just has Kishibe Rohan written all over it. The sketchbook's basically, yeah, just like blank white paper. I'm probably going to be doing one. I'll probably show it up in a later video. We then get, of course, a piece of graph type paper with Rohan Kishibe on the bottom that you can draw your manga on. We get the full picture of Rohan's manga right there. And my favourite thing is the fact that I really hope that Araki Hirohiko draws his names like this, because that would be so funny. That was so awesome. When I saw it, I actually laughed a little bit. I was like, ha! See, that's a little bit. Look at that, that's so cool. I mean, that's what you do when you're doing your storyboard kind of deal. It's a fair game. And then we get this, we can use on the actual page itself, so we can use several JoJoisms. For example, go, do, mekyang, bang, you know, so skyung. Clouds, both the Part 4 and Part 8 Moriocho symbols, the actual Moriocho emblem. Awesome! So yeah, you get that, and that is awesome. That is another. See, the JoJo ones are always the best. If they're not JoJo, if it's another manga, it's always a clear file, like a card for a game that's connected to something like that. But then when it comes to JoJo, you get beast. You get beast prize, mate. Britishisms, yeah. That's more of a Jackism. That sounded wrong. Anyway, let's start off with the chapter. As I said, this is such a good chapter. I'll do my pre-impressions and I'll do my little later impressions. It's going to be quite a long video. I do apologise. First of all, it's really good. This chapter is amazing. We have, again, it goes to the current part, a little bit about the current part, but mostly in the past. We get some old characters we've seen before come back, making their second appearance, but it's in the past, the first appearance. It's a really good chapter. I've said good, really good, or amazing about 20 times, forgive me, but okay, I'll just get into it. The first cover, of course, chapter 53. As I said, Kira and Josefumi. So we get a nice little look at all the characters in a more of a kind of pink and kind of green, like a dark green setting. So I forgot about this. It talked about Anime Japan 2016, which I mentioned before. Just has all it has Ono Yuki, Ono Daisuke, and Sakurai Takehiro, the voice of Josuke, Jotaro, and Rohan, just doing like poses and talk about stuff. It's got other stuff like talking about a guide to Moriocho, and then just talking about the anime's out, so why don't you pick up the Part 4 big books. Now this chapter, let's get into it. It's already 6.5 minutes, but I do apologise, let's get into it. Okay, first of all, in this chapter, we start off and it's Josuke and Hato in the present, where they're in the room where vitamin C has obviously coated the whole house with his ability, with Damo's ability. Now what happens in this is really interesting, because you see Josuke, he puts out his hand and he tries to use soft and wet to get rid of vitamin C's ability. Now when he uses it on the door so he can most probably open the door so Hato can get out, he puts the bubbles come out, they touch the vitamin C's ability, and what happens is they have like a reverse, like an attack basically, like a kind of like a counter attack really, where he goes to touch it, they blast back, melting Josuke's arm off. So we basically just see like Josuke sitting there, his left arm melted off, and he keeps saying to Hato, I need your permission, I need to kill that guy in the living room. She's like, oh, what's this guy, that guy, what? Listen to me, I need your permission, can I kill your boyfriend? She's just like, oh, and it's like, you can't get out, the whole house is covered in that enemy's stand ability. You can't go out there, and she's just like, oh, you know, just like going crazy. Then we go back to the past, where we see, of course, we left off in the cliffhanger from last month's chapter, where we see Kira laying there unconscious, and we see Josephumi over him after giving him the raw kakaka fruit. Now, as I said last month, that he probably lost Killer Queen. We don't know about that. I'm going to say that right now. We don't know anything about that yet, but this is where it gets interesting. So we basically go back to it. Allow me to show you. So we see all of his wounds, where he had his kidney ripped out. We see that. That's going back. Also, the cut on his lip, that disappears as well. It looks like Kira has been healed back to life, but he's still unconscious. Now, this is why you think equivalent exchange of the raw kakaka fruit. So, did he lose Killer Queen? Did he lose his stand ability? What did he lose? How do we know? What's going on? This is what we lose. Josephumi's right ear, and basically parts of his skin just keeps breaking off. As you can see, his ear just like dropping off, falling onto Kira. And that's what he loses first. Now we see Josephumi, like, what the hell's going on? I mean, I understand that you lose something and it's kind of like that baseball player where his jaw just like kind of like dropped off and fell off. So we see Josephumi kind of like, oh, what's going on? This is I've got to. Why is he not waking up? Like, you give him the Rokakaka fruit. I've lost my ear. My face is crumbling. Why is he not awake? This is the interesting part, because we go back and we see that. There you go. Yagiyama is on the phone to someone. So Yotsuyu is on the phone to someone. It's not Damo, because he's talking about Damo, and he's like, there's something, you know, there's a little rumble. I think it's like an earthquake's coming. It's like a pre-earthquake. It's kind of, you know, everything's rumbling. I think there's going to be a bigger earthquake. It happened straight after the boat exploded. But I think that he's taken the Rokokaka fruit. I think one of them's eaten it. But the thing is, though, I don't think it's going to heal them, because that was a big explosion. And, you know, pardon me, they know about the Rokokaka fruit. It's a fair game, right? So we see, he said he's waiting there by the what's known as the Lonely Pine Tree, which is just like because it's a one pine tree on a cliff. So the interesting thing is, though, he's crying. You see Josephumi crying. Like, what is he crying for? You know, and it's not just because Kira's not waking up. The fact is, after the explosion, we just see blood dripping from his head, and we find out, even if he's eating the Rokokaka fruit, there's still metal in his head, and yeah, you can heal it, but, you know, it's like if I got shot and then, you know, I'm bleeding out, but I take Rokokaka fruit, I heal, but I've still got a bullet in me that's still doing damage. So it's kind of like that. So Kira's he's basically dead. So Josephumi doesn't know what to do. And that's when we see two interesting individuals come into the forest, staring at Josephumi on the phone, and that is the Aphex twins. And you see Josephumi's laying there with Kira, completely out of his head, or dead basically. We've got the two Aphex twins, well I say two twins, we've got the twins there, and you see, you know, he's kicking up the football as you do, and then we've got the older brother on the phone, and he's on the phone like, we found them, it looks like Kira's, you know, he's been given the fruit, but he's not waking up. And then this is the cool part. Now this is really cool. So basically you see Josephumi and Kira taking on the Aphex twins. Shit is going down. And when I mean shit is going down, this is the best battle to date. Arguably. Undeniably, actually. Not arguably, because that means you can argue. Argue. Words. So first of all, we see the Aphex twins. You just see the one with the ball. He kicks it. It goes flying towards the younger brother's ball. Goes flying towards Josephumi. Stops in midair. Starts floating. He's like, what? And then we see that in the little zipper, we see that his Josephumi's put in his bubbles to stop it. Now after that is when we see Josephumi just boot him right in the knee, breaking his leg. Look at that. Boom! Like Josephumi, already a badass right there. Then we just see the best thing. Josephumi doing a bit of an okuyasu type thing, stamping on the younger Aphex twins' head. Oraa! So we see the older brother, of course, getting pissed off because his brother's basically getting killed. Now this is where it gets cool, because he goes all out. Josephumi goes all out in this. It's mental. So he uses his bubbles, right, to make this twig extremely sharp. Sorry, I do apologise. Extremely sharp right there, right? So it pops, it makes it extremely sharp, and it breaks it, and we just see it. Look at that. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm going crazy. Look at that. Boom! Right in his head. And it just goes right into his head, and he's like, idiot. Like that. And then that's when Soft and Wet comes out. You just see Josephumi getting fucking pissed off. And we see Soft and Wet going to town, just beating the shit out of the older brother. Oh my god, such a good fight. And then after that, the coup de grace. Knee to the face. Look at that. Jesus, look at that. Josephumi means business. He means bloody business, I tell ya. So then the next thing we say Yotsuyu is, you know, Yotsuyu's like, oh, shit. Look at that, because he sees them falling down. He just sees them out of their heads. They fall down. Now, this is where it gets sad. It went from like, oh my god, to a little bit sad on this part. Now we see it's equivalent exchange. And then we hear Josephumi saying, I, like everything I've done in my life, I wanted to repay to Holly, who saved my life. Holly Joestar, she saved my life for one. She's looked after me, and I want to do something for her. Kira, you're her son. She loves you. She needs you in your life, in her life rather. Sorry. I've had a great life, and it's all because of her. I want to give back to her, but you're her son. You need to live on. You need to live on for your mother. He picks up another Rokokaka fruit, and he said, everything you've done, she's like, and you get like the like a religious kind of look, or like, Mary, Mary and Higashikata Jesus. So anyway, he's like, you need to live on, you need to be still, you're 29, but you still need to be brought up by her. Everything you do it for her, you should live, not me. He breaks up the Rokaka fruit with soft and wet ability. It goes into Kira's mouth, and after that, we just like see a sad thing, and then we just see like this, like just sad. And he's like, I'm happy, and I want you to be happy. I want Holly to be happy, so I give my body so that you can live. And he's saying, well, the tree with the Rokaka fruit is all okay, so don't worry. I'm giving this to you, but there's still some left. I can recreate it anyway. I can redo it before I drop off, and give it to your mother. And then that's where we see at that time we see Tsurugi, and she's playing with some dead cicadas, and she's like, what's going on? And it's like, well, cicadas tend to drop off and die when an earthquake is coming. It's like a sign. I'm guessing it's like a Japanese sign thing. I've not really been around when cicadas just drop. They do that anyway. They fly in your face. They're annoying. I don't like them. Apart from flicking them, it's funny. Anyway, yeah, we just see Norisuke saying, why are you playing with these dead cicada? We just see that everything is rumbling. Oh, shit's going down. There's an earthquake coming. What's going to go on? What is it? Why is this earthquake coming? There's tsunamis coming as well. This is an unseen earthquake set in 2011, and it's kind of like semi-based off of the actual events of what happened in the 2011 earthquake. Yeah, that was scary. And that's just when we see, Josephumi, his body falling to pieces now, with his hands on Kira's body, as the earthquake just shattered, as you can see, shattering the earth. They fall into the ground, Josephumi falling on Kira, and then we see the faces, there we go, we just see the faces of Kira, the face of Kira right there, and we just see the body of Josephumi, his eyes like, he's God, basically, he's ready for this, he's given his life. Then we just see a variety of different pages where everything is just falling to pieces from the earthquake, the earth shattering. It swallowed Josephumi and Kira, and then we get to the final page where another one. We see Iwasuke, the dog, where he eats a part of the Rokaka fruit, and we just see like him start to become Iwasuke, why he's become like a rock dog basically. And after that, we see Kira there, Kira's body there, shirtless, and then we see the star there, we see Kira's hat, and that is how Josuke, and that's how Josuke became, that's how Josephumi, he gave his life with 2 Rokaka fruits, so Kira could live, and then he became Josuke. So this isn't actually, this is like, it's the backstory, but this is not what Josuke is seeing. So Josuke still doesn't know who he is, but of course he knows that Damo is the enemy, doesn't know why, but he knows he's coming for me. The reason that he's attacking this household is for me, there's something in my past, and clearly he's a big enemy. So up to now, I never thought that Damo would be like the big boss guy. But we've already come to the point where we found out. I mean, it's not a very difficult thing, but it's very nice. It's a very sad part. The fight was awesome. It went from straight from this amazing, brutal fight into a really sad thing where we see how Josephumi gave his life. It wasn't by Damo's technique. It was the Rokaka fruits. I thought as much, but of course, it's Araki Hirohiko, so anything could happen. It was a really good chapter. Like I said, for me, undeniably, that is the best fight we've seen so far in JoJolion. We've got up to a point. It's chapter 53. We've got 12 books so far, 13 this summer. Trying to think. What else can I say? I just love this chapter. It was really good. I can't wait to see what's going to happen now, because now they've basically followed up on everything in the past in terms of Josuke. We've got it rounded up to when he gets found, when Josuke gets found. So yeah, we've got not too much about the past. We've seen the Aphex twins. We've seen all the characters and how they started off. We don't have too much on the rock people in terms of mainly how those specific people have the Rokaka and stuff like that. So we still have stuff about that in the past, but in terms of Josuke, aka Kira, and Josefumi's past, we have the majority of that. Of course, we got to find out more about Holly Joestar. She clearly, because of the earthquake and everything, and also with the current Rokaka fruit, will Josuke go there, get that, and will JoJolion end with him getting the fruit and then remembering everything and then giving it to Holly Joestar, and then she gets everything back, and then Josuke loses his Josephumi side, or loses his Kira side. Yeah, that's it looks like it's going to be quite sad, more sad from now on. But I hope it gets a lot more action. I hope to see a lot more. I want to find out more about exactly the kind of fusion, as in where did Killer Queen go? Because if so, then why did Josephumi lose an ear? Is it basically he lost an ear and then Kira lost Killer Queen? We still got a lot to find out. Sorry for the long video. Thank you very much. If you are waiting to read it yourself, then feel free. Well, I say feel free. I mean, feel free to comment below. If you want to learn the spoilers, or if you don't want to learn spoilers but you want to watch it after you've read it yourself, feel free to, of course. Yeah, how do you think about the manga set? I might draw something with that. Also, yeah, I'm going to put the cover on, and also Miracle Jump. I'm going to read some stuff. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the video. Comments and everything below. Likes, subscribe, check me out on Facebook, Twitter, blah, 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 as every YouTuber does. Take care, and what the fuck was